Good morning, my dear students. Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the first session of the course. The topic name is Introduction to Generative AI and Generative AI Models. Also, we have to talk in the introduction part. So, first we need to discuss about the what is Generative AI. Generative AI, short for Generative Artificial Intelligence, refers to a subset of artificial intelligence techniques and technologies that focus on creating or generating new content, data, or media. Unlike traditional AI systems that are primarily designed for classification, prediction, or decision making, generative AI systems aim to produce a novel and creative outputs, often mimicking human-like creativity and imagination too. These systems that can generate a text, images, audio, video, and much more, often with the ability to adapt and refine their creations over time through learning from data. As well as the generative AI is powered by the deep learning algorithms. Particularly, we can say like generative neural networks such as generative adversarial networks, the shortcode is GANs, and variational autoencoders like VAEs. These networks that can understand the patterns and structures in exciting data and generating new data that fits those platforms with the patterns, making them versatile tools for a wide range of applications, we have to say now. Next we have to talk about the history and evaluation of generative AI. The history of a generative AI that can be traced back to the development of neural networks in the year of 1940s or 1950s. However, the field has been significant advancements in recent decades. So what are the points we have to discuss? The first will be on early neural networks. The earliest attempts at a generative AI that can be seen in the development of neural networks, such as the perception, like a perceptron, which aimed to simulate the functioning of the human brain. These networks could generate a basic patterns here. Second will be on a restricted Boltzmann machines. They're also very important. The short code is RBMs. In the 1980s, RBMs were introduced as a generative model that could learn and represent the complex data distributions, and they paved the way for a more sophisticated generative models. Third will be on a variational autoencoders. The short code is VAEs. VAEs introduced in the year of 2013 allowed for the generation of a new data points by learning probabilistic representations of data, and they found applications in image generation and data compression too. And fourth will be on a GAN, the generative adversarial networks. GANs introduced by Ian Goodfellow and his colleagues in the year of 2014 transformed generative AI. That's why the GANs consist of a two neural networks model, the generator and the discriminator, engaged in a game. So this adversarial training process that results in the generation of highly realistic and diverse content, including images, text, and much more. So finally, we're on transformer models. Transformers, which gained popularity with the introduction of models like a BERT and GPT, that have demonstrated remarkable capabilities in natural language processing and text generation level. And they have pushed the boundaries of a generative AI in a different type of language understanding and generation mode. The next part, we need to talk about the use cases and impact on a business. Generative AI that has had a profound impact on various industries and business sectors. We need to talk some points. The first will be on a content creation. Generative AI that can automatically generate written content such as like news articles, product description, marketing copy, saving business time and resources level. Second will be an art and media creation. Artists and creators use the generative AI that to produce a digital art, music, and even movies. This opens up new creative possibilities and can assist in generating content at scale. Third will be on design and creativity. Generative AI that can help with the product design, fashion design, and architectural modeling. It can generate designs based on specified parameters or even user preferences too. Fourth will be on healthcare. In healthcare sector, generative AI is used for medical image synthesis, drug discovery, and genomics research, facilitating the faster and more accurate diagnosis and treatment development. Fifth will be on personalization. So recommended systems that are powered by generative AI that can provide the highly personalized recommendations for products, content, and services, enhancing the user experiences too. The next will be on a natural language processing. The chatbots, virtual assistants, and language translation services that benefit from a generative artificial intelligence level, providing a more natural and human-like interactions. Understand? The next will be on entertainment and gaming. So video game development, character creation, and storytelling in the gaming industry that have all been influenced by the generative artificial intelligence. So, in a nutshell, generative artificial intelligence is a powerful field that has evolved rapidly, enabling machines to create a content and data with increasing sophistication. Its impact on a business is substantial, with applications spanning across the various domains. Starting from the content generation to healthcare and beyond, businesses that harness the capabilities of a generative AI that can gain a competitive edge in terms of a creativity, efficiency, and customer engagement. Also, we can say now. Okay, the next part will be on exploring the world of generative AI models, GANs and VAEs. In the ever-evolving landscape of artificial intelligence, generative models that have emerged as one of the most exciting and promising developments. These models that have the remarkable ability to generate new data samples that closely resemble real-world data. Among the various generative AI models to have gained a significant prominence, the generative adversarial networks and various autoencoders. As part of the lecture, we will take a deep dive into these two powerful generative AI models, exploring their principles, applications, and the potential impact on various industries. Also, we have to talk now. The first one is we need to discuss about the generative adversarial network. Generative adversarial networks are GANs that were introduced by Ian Goodfellow and his colleagues in 2014. As I told, GANs are designed to generate a synthetic data that is indistinguishable from a real data, making them a transformer addition to the world of a generative modeling. The core idea behind a GAN is the competition between the two neural networks, the generator and the discriminator. So what about the generator? The generator network's primary functions is to create a synthetic data samples. It starts with a random noise and gradually refines its output to produce a data that closely resembles the training data. According to the discriminator network that acts as the adversary in the scenario, its role is to distinguish between the real and the generated data, and it receives both real and fake data samples and learns to classify them accurately. So, the training process of GANs involves a constant back and forth battle between these two networks here. As the generator improves its ability to create a realistic data, the discriminator becomes more adept at distinguishing real from fake data. The adversarial process continues until the generator generates data that is virtually indistinguishable from a real data model. So, what are the applications of GANs we have to discuss? Image generation and style transfer, super resolution image generation, creating a deep fakes for a video and audio, data augmentation in machine learning, drug discovery and molecular design, art generation and creative content creation. These are the major number of applications of GANs. The next will be on a VAS, like variational autoencoders, VAEs. Variational autoencoders or VAEs are another class of generative models, but they have a fundamentally different approach compared to GANs. Because the VAEs are a type of autoencoder that adds a probabilistic twist to the traditional autoencoder architecture. So what are the processes? The first will be on the encoder and the decoder. According to the encoder, that maps into input data to a probability distribution in a lower dimensional latent space. It captures the essential features of the input data. According to the decoder takes the samples from the talent space and reconstructs data points from them. It aims to generate data that is very similar to the original input. So the key innovation in a VAEs lies in their probabilistic nature, and they introduce a probabilistic element to the latent space, allowing for the generation of diverse data samples from the same input. This property makes a VAEs particularly useful for a task where generating variations of a data is essential here. So what are the applications of a VAEs? The image generation and reconstruction, anomaly detection in data, molecular design and drug discovery, and style transfer and image manipulation, text generation and language modeling. These are all the applications of VAEs. So in a nutshell, we can say generative AI models like GANs and VAEs that have opened up new frontiers in artificial intelligence and are revolutionizing the various industry, while GANs excel at gathering highly realistic data through adversarial training. So VAEs bring a probabilistic generative capabilities to the table, allowing for diverse data generation. So understanding the principles and applications of these generative models is essential as they continue to shape the future of artificial intelligence and have a profound impact on fields ranging from art and entertainment to healthcare and engineering industry. So as these models continue to evolve, definitely we can expect even more exciting developments in the world of generative artificial intelligence. Okay, the next part and final level in the introduction level, discussion to generative artificial intelligence for business leaders, exploring various models and their strengths and weaknesses. Also, we have to discuss here. In today's fast-paced business landscape, the staying competitive and relevant often means embracing a cutting-edge technologies. That's why the generative AI that has emerged as a transformative force that can help businesses automate and automate a task and generative creative content and make a data-driven decisions and approach. That's why the part of the lecture level we will explore the various generative artificial intelligence methods and models with the focus on a GPT, generative pre-trained transformer, and BET, the bidirectional encoder representations from a transformers. We will also discuss the strengths and weaknesses of these models to help business leaders that make informed decisions about their adoption. So, generative AI models and overview we have to discuss. Then we will talk about the GPT. Generative AI models are a subset of artificial intelligence that focuses on creating data, text, images, or other forms of the content, as I told, because these models are trained on a large data sets and have the ability to generate human-like content that can be used in a wide range of applications. So let's take a closer look at two prominent generative AI models, GPT and BET. GPT, generative pre-trained transformer. GPT, developed by OpenAI, is a transformed model that has generated and garnered significant attention in the AI community. Here are its key strengths and weaknesses we have to talk now. What are the strengths? Natural language understanding first. Okay, so GPT excels in understanding and generating the human-like text, making it a powerful tool for a task like a content generation, chatbots, and a language translation too. Second will be on a larger scale pre-training. GPT is pre-trained on vast amounts of text data, enabling it to generate coherent and contextually relevant content. Third will be on a fine-tuning. Next will be on a fine-tuning. The businesses can fine-tune a GPT for a specific task, making it versatile for a wide range of applications. So what about the weaknesses? The lack of contextual memory. GPT may struggle with retaining context over long conversations method, leading to less coherent responses too. Ethical concerns also we have to focus, because there have been concerns about the potential for biased or inappropriate content generation by GPT models. So second will be on BET, the bidirectional encoder representations from a transformers. BET, developed by Google, is another influential generative AI model with its own set of strengths and weaknesses and strengths. So we need to talk some strengths, the contextual understanding. BET excels in understanding the context of a sentence or a text snippet, making it suitable for search engines and question answering systems. And bidirectional processing also we got to talk now. The BET processes text in both directions, allowing it to capture complex linguistic nuances. And according to the transfer learning, BET that is a pre-trained models that can be fine-tuned for various NLP tasks, reducing the need for extensive data labeling model. So what are the weaknesses? The computationally intensive, the BET models that can be resource intensive and may not be suitable for real-time applications on low-powered devices. According to the limited content generation, the BET is not primarily designed for a content generation task and may not perform as well as GPT is the regard here. So choosing the right model for your business, the choice between a GPT and BET or any other generative AI model depends on your specific business needs and goals. Here are some key considerations. The first will be on a nature of a task. If your business requires a natural language understanding and content generation, GPT might be the better choice, because if you need a context-based search on a question answering, BET may be more suitable. According to the computational resources, just to consider the available computational resources, because the GPT models can be demanding, so your infrastructure that can support them if you opt for the GPT. The final will be on ethical considerations, and be aware of the ethical implications of using a generative AI models, especially in content generation. Implement safeguards to prevent biased or inappropriate content. So generative AI models like a GPT and BET that have opened up new possibilities for businesses across various industries. And the understanding the strengths and weaknesses of these models is essential for making informed decisions about their adoption. By carefully evaluating your business needs and resources, you can harness the power of generative AI to enhance productivity, automate tasks, and provide a more personalized experiences to your customers. As AI continues to evolve, staying informed and adapting to the latest advancements will be very crucial for maintaining a competitive edge in the business world. Okay, my dear students, I hope you have enjoyed. Good morning, my dear students. Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the second session of the course. The topic name is data preparation for generative AI and training generative AI models. Also, we have to talk in the specific second lecture part. In today's rapidly evolving business landscape, the staying competitive often that hinges on the ability to leverage advanced technologies to gain insights, automate tasks, and generate creative content. Generative artificial intelligence has emerged as a game changer in the regard and enabling businesses to create everything from the text and images to music and much more. However, to fully harness the potential of generative AI, the business leaders must first pay careful attention to the foundation of it all. The data preparation we can say now. That's why in this part of the lecture, we will delve into the critical aspects of a data preparation for generative AI, that focusing on a data collection model, data pre-processing techniques, and data augmentation strategies. So actually by mastering these key elements, the business leaders can set their organizations on a path towards a successful implementation of a generative AI solution now. So what are the points we have to discuss now? The first will be on a data collection and sources. Data is the lifeblood of a generative AI. Actually, the quality of the quantity of the data you feed into your AI model that play a pivotal role in determining its performance and capabilities. Here are some essential considerations for data collection, so we have to talk now. The first will be on data sources. Just to begin by identifying reliable and diverse sources of data that are relevant to your business needs. And this could include like a text documents, images, audio recordings, or even structured data sets, as well as the collected data from both the internal and external sources to ensure a comprehensive data set model. So according to the data quality, just to prioritize data quality over quantity, and clear and well-structured data is very crucial for training generative AI content and AI models that is very proper and effectively, as well as the data with the inconsistency or inaccuracies can lead to superb results we can get. So the next will be on data privacy and compliance. They ensure that you're collecting and handling data in accordance with the data privacy regulations. Example we can say like a GDPR or CCPA, that are industry specific standards, but compliance is essential to avoid legal complications. Understand? The final will be on labeling and annotation. Depending on the type of generative AI that you are implementing, so you may need a labeled data for supervised learning, allocate resources for data annotation, or consider leveraging the pre-annotated data sets if available here. Okay, the second topic we have to talk about the data pre-processing techniques. So actually, once you have collected your data, the next step is to pre-process it. It is to make it suitable for training your generative AI model. Actually, understand? That's why the data pre-processing involves designing, cleaning, transforming, and organizing your data. Here are some key techniques we have to talk now. The first will be on text data. For text data, pre-processing may involve tasks such as like a tokenization, stemming or limitation, or removing stop words and special characters too. So just to consider, you are using NLP libraries, the natural language processing libraries for these tasks. Second will be on image data. For image data, resizing, normalization, and data augmentation techniques like rotation, flipping, and cropping can enhance the quality of your data set. According to the audio data, so when dealing with audio data, various number of techniques such as like audio spectrogram generation, noise reduction, and audio feature extraction that can be essential for effective model training model. The next will be on data encoding. So just to convert your data into a format suitable for your AI model, exactly, because this could involve like one-hot encoding, word embeddings, example like word to vector or globe, anything, or other methods depending on the data type and model architecture. Okay, the next process will be on data augmentation strategies. So the data augmentation is a powerful technique to increase the diversity of your data set, which can improve the robustness and generalization of your generative AI model. Here are some data augmentation strategies to consider. The first will be on text augmentation. For text data techniques, like synonym replacement, random insertion, or paraphrasing that can introduce the variations to your training data model. Second will be an image augmentation, techniques like rotation, translation, zooming, and color jittering that can create new training examples from existing images. Actually, just making your model more adaptable to your real world scenarios. So audio augmentation, according to the process, in this case of audio data, you can add a background noise that change a pitch or speed or apply time wrapping to diversify your dataset model. Final one, mixed data types, that also very important concept, because if your application involves multiple data types, Example like text and images, just to consider how you can create augmented data while maintaining the coherence between the different modalities. So in a nutshell, a data preparation is the foundation upon which successful generative AI implementations are built, as well as business leaders who understand the importance of collecting high quality data from a diverse source, applying effective pre-processing techniques, and employing data augmentation strategies will be better equipped to leverage generative AI to drive innovation, enhance customer experiences, and gain a competitive edge in their various type of industries now. So in an era where data is a king and mastering data preparation is the key to unlocking the full potential of a generative AI for your business. Understand? The next part of the content in second lecture, we need to talk about a deep dive into training generative AI models for business leaders. This is a very important concept. You have to focus much more. As I told, in today's rapidly evolving digital landscape, our technological landscape, generative AI that has emerged as the powerful tool with the potential to transform the various industries. The business leaders who understand how to harness the capabilities of a generative AI that can gain a competitive edge in their respective fields. That's why in this part of the lecture, we will delve into the intricate world of training generative AI models. We will cover essential aspects such as setting up a training environment, model architecture, hyperparameter tuning, training and fine-tuning strategies, and handling larger data sets with the distributed training. Okay, let's get started now. The first will be on setting up a training environment. So before you can embark on a training generative AI models, you need to create a robust training environment. You have to create this environment should include the following elements. So what are the elements we have to talk? The first will be in a hardware. Just invest in a powerful GPUs or TPUs to accelerate the model train. The cloud-based solutions like AWS, the Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud or Azure that can provide a scalable and cost-effective options model. Second will be on a software. It means utilize a deep learning framework such as TensorFlow, PyTorch, or Hugging Face that are transformers for building and training your models here. What about the data? So just to gather high quality data sets that are relevant to your business goals. And data pre-processing, augmentation, and cleaning are very crucial steps to ensure the effectiveness of your models. Final will be on a compute resources. Just to consider your containerization technologies like a Docker and orchestration tools like a Kubernetes for managing your AI infrastructure efficiently. So what about the model architecture and hyperparameter tuning? Choosing the right model architecture and hyperparameters is a very critical step in the training process. Here's what you need to consider. The first will be on a model selection. Decide whether you will use a pre-trained models, example like a GPT-3 or BET, or build a custom architecture tailored to your specific business models. According to the hyperparameter tuning, just experiment with the hyperparameters like a learning rate and batch sizes and layer configurations to optimize the model performance. The techniques like grid search as a Bayesian optimization that can help in the process now. Third will be on a regularization. Implement techniques like a dropout, or L1 or L2 regularization and gradient clipping to prevent overfitting and ensure your model generalization. So what are the training and fine-tuning strategies we have to concentrate on? Some strategies also we have discussed here. Training generative AI models that involves more than just pressing a train button. You will need to develop effective strategies. The first will be on transfer learning. Leverage the pre-trained models and fine-tune them on your specific task. Actually, this approach can save time and resources. According to the curriculum learning, just to gradually increase the complexity of the training data or task to help the model learn for more effectively. And the early stopping also we have to focus. Just implement your early stopping and criteria to prevent your model from overtraining and thereby improving its generalization too. Final will be on evaluation metrics. Just to define your clear evaluation metrics, example like BLEU score for language generation to measure the model performance during the training. So the final will be exactly that is handling the large data sets and the distributed training we have to focus here. This is also a very important concept and some strategies we have to talk now. For many business applications, working with the large data sets is a necessity. Here's how we can efficiently handle them. The first will be on data parallelism. Distribute the training across multiple GPUs or nodes to accelerate the process. So tools like Horovod and the TensorFlows that are distributed training capabilities can be invaluable. Second will be on a data streaming. So implement the data streaming pipeline to load and pre-process large data sets efficiently. The Apache Kafka and Apache Beam that are popular options for stream processing. Understand? So what about the data storage? Utilize the distributed storage solutions like Hadoop HDFS and Amazon S3 or Google Cloud Storage to store and access large data sets. Actually, we have explained the separate course on Amazon S3 and Google Cloud Storage also. We have discussed in the separate course in Udemy. So actually, by mastering the art of setting up a training environment, selecting the right model architecture, fine-tuning effectively, and handling the large data sets, business leaders, they can unlock the full potential of a generative AI in their organizations and different type of business firms too. So in a conclusion, generative AI models immense promise for businesses across various sectors. Understanding the intricacies of training generative AI models is very essential for harnessing this technology's capabilities. By following the guidance that I outlined in this part of the lecture, you can empower your organization to make informed decisions and drive innovation through generative AI. Understand? So stay tuned for more insights into the world of artificial intelligence and its applications in a business. Okay, my dear students, I hope you have enjoyed the second session of the topic of data preparation for generative AI and training a generative AI models also we have discussed. Good morning, my dear students. Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the third session of the course. The topic name is applications and implementation and ethical considerations. Also, we have to discuss in the specific lecture part. Harnessing the power of generative AI, applications and implementation for business leaders. In recent years, a generative artificial intelligence, the generative AI that has emerged as a transformative technology with the potential to transform various aspects of a business operations. From content generation to customer support automation, generative AI that offers a wide range of applications that can streamline processes, enhance creativity, and improve decision-making level. That's why in this part of the lecture, we will explore the key applications and implementation strategies of a generative AI for business leaders. We have to talk some points. The first will be on a content generation, that is like a text, images, and audio. Generative AI models such as like a GPT-3 that have demonstrated remarkable proficiency in generating human-like text. So for business leaders, this means a powerful tool for automating content creation. From writing product description to crafting marketing copy, generative AI that can produce high quality content and saving time and resources too. And it can also be extended to generate the images and even audio, making it a versatile solution for multimedia content creation. So is there any implementation tip? Exactly, because they integrate generative AI into your content management systems and marketing automation tools to automatically generate and optimize the content for your target audience. So it is very suitable for your digital marketing level. Okay, understand? The next will be on image synthesis and straight transfer. Generative AI that can be used to generate images from textual descriptions or to transform existing images in a desired style. And actually this technology is particularly valuable for businesses in industries like fashion industry and interior design, where visual aesthetics play a crucial role now. Here, what are the implementation process? Use a generative AI to create a personalized product recommendations based on a customer preferences. Apply style transfer to images for a branding consistency. So that's also a very important concept. You have to focus through the brand management and brand identification also. The next will be on data augmentation for machine learning tasks. Data is the lifeblood of machine learning models. Actually, we have posted a separate course in Udemy, Fundamentals of Machine Learning. I have explained about the data process. Generative AI that can assist in data augmentation by generating synthetic data points, thereby expanding the training data set actually. And this is especially beneficial when working with the limited or unbalanced data sets, as it improves the model accuracy. And according to the implementation process, these machine learning models are a combination of real and synthetic data generated by generative AI to boost the model performance instead. The next will be anomaly detection and fraud prevention. So generative AI that can be employed to create models that learn the norm behavior systems or transactions. And when deviations from the norm are detected, it rises an alert, making it a powerful tool for anomaly detection and fraud prevention. So what are the implementation? That is exactly implement the generative AI based on anomaly detection system in a financial institutions, e-commerce platforms, and other businesses where fraud is a concern here. So next will be on a chatbots and a customer support automation. That is very important process. You just to focus now. Chatbots that have become a cornerstone of a customer support and engagement. The generative AI that enables the chatbots to provide a more natural, context-aware, and human-like responses, greatly improving the customer experience also we can get. So according to the implementation, enhance your customer support with AI-powered chatbots that can handle the routine queries and freeing up human agents for a more complex issues. So in a nutshell, generative AI is poised to redefine how businesses operate, offering a plethora of applications that can drive efficiency, innovation, and customer satisfaction. Understand? As a business leader, it's very crucial to stay informed about the latest developments in generative AI and identify the opportunities for its integration into your operations. So, by leveraging generative AI effectively, you can gain a competitive edge in the rapidly evolving landscape of AI-driven business solutions too. So, the next part of the content in the third lecture, we have to talk about the navigating generative AI, that is ethical considerations for business leaders. In recent years, generative AI that has emerged as a transformative force in various industries, offering businesses innovative ways to create a content, automate tasks, and enhance decision-making processes too. However, as with any powerful technology, generative AI that it comes with ethical considerations that demand the attention of our business leaders. In this part of the lecture, we will delve into the critical ethical considerations surrounding a generative AI and discuss how business leaders can navigate them responsibly. Also, we have to talk now. The first point will be on a bias and fairness in a generative AI. So actually, one of the foremost ethical concerns associated with the generative AI is bias and fairness. These AI models are trained on a vast data sets, which often contain inherent biases present in society. So as a result, the AI systems that can inadvertently perpetuate or amplify these biases, leading to discriminatory outcomes in generated content or decisions too. So what business leaders can do? We have to turn the 3 points because the first will be a diverse and representative data. According to the data level, ensure that the training data used for a generative AI models is diverse and representative of the population it serves. This helps in reducing biases present in the model. Second will be on bias audits. Regularly conduct a bias audits of AI-generated content or decisions to identify and rectify potential bias issues. And final will be on transparency, just to promote transparency in AI development and deployment, making it easier to understand and address bias-related concerns. And second point will be on responsible AI practices and some process also we have to discuss now. Responsible AI practices encompasses a wide range of considerations, including like a transparency, accountability, and user consent. Business leaders must uphold these practices to ensure the ethical use of a generative AI. Understand? So, what business leaders can do? The first will be on transparency. Be transparent about the use of AI in your business process and communicate clearly with the customers and stakeholders about how artificial intelligence like AI is used and its limitations too. Second will be an accountability. Establish a clear lines of responsibility for AI systems and ensure that there are mechanisms in place to address errors, issues, or ethical violations too. And final will be an user consent. Obtain informed and explicit consent from users when their data is used to train or deploy AI systems. Okay, the third step will be on regularity and legal considerations. This is a final model process. As generative AI continues to evolve, the regulatory and the legal frameworks also evolving to address ethical concerns. So business leaders must stay informed and compliant with these regulations. So what business leaders can do? The first will be to stay informed. Keep abreast of evolving regulations and guidelines that are related to AI, generative AI, is your industry and region. According to the compliance, ensure that your AI systems comply with all applicable laws and regulations, such as like we have explained on a yearly lecture level, like GDPR, HIPAA, or industry-specific standards too. Final will be on a legal expertise. So just to consider seeking legal expertise to navigate the complex legal landscape surrounding AI and data privacy. So in a conclusion, generative AI holds immense potential for businesses, but it also raises significant ethical considerations. The business leaders must prioritize fairness, transparency, and responsible AI practices to ensure that their AI-driven initiatives benefit society without harming individuals or perpetuating bias. By staying informed, adopting best practices, and embracing a culture of ethical AI, business leaders can harness the power of generative AI while maintaining their commitment to ethical principles and legal compliance too. In doing so, they can pave the way for a responsible and ethical AI-driven future we can get and create. Okay, my dear students, I hope you have enjoyed the third session of the topic of applications and implementation, as well as ethical considerations also. Good morning, my dear students. Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the fourth session of the course. The topic name is hands-on experience and model evaluation and performance metrics. Also, we have to talk in the specific lecture part. Unlocking business potential, a hands-on discussion to generative AI. In today's rapidly evolving business landscape, staying ahead of the competition often means embracing cutting-edge technologies. Generative artificial intelligence is one such innovation that has the potential to transform various industries. That's why in this part of the lecture, we will provide a business leaders with a hands-on introduction to generative AI, covering popular frameworks like a TensorFlow and PyTorch. We will also explore some real-world examples and case studies to illustrate how generative AI that can be implemented effectively in practice to drive a business success. Understand? So first one is we need to talk about the understanding the generative AI. Generative AI is a subset of artificial intelligence that focuses on creating new and original content rather than simply recognizing patterns or making decisions based on existing data. It has gained a significant attention for its ability to generate text, images, audio, and even videos that mimic human creativity. Understand? So what are the popular generative AI frameworks we have to talk now? The first one is a TensorFlow. TensorFlow is an open source machine learning framework that is developed by Google. It has become a go-to choice for building generative AI models due to its flexibility and extensive community support. As well as the TensorFlow is a high-level API, TensorFlow Keras, that simplifies the process of building and training generative models. Second will be on a PyTorch. PyTorch is another powerful open source deep learning framework that has gained a popularity among researchers and developers, and it is known for its dynamic computation graph, making it particularly suitable for research and experimentation in generative AI. So what about implementing generative AI models in a practice? Now let's dive into how business leaders that can implement the generative AI models within their organizations. Here are some key steps to consider. The first will be on a data collection and preparation. The foundation of any successful generative AI project is high quality data. Identify the data, that is a type of data you need to generate, and gather relevant data sets and pre-process them to ensure they are suitable for training your model. Second will be model selection. So just to choose the appropriate generative AI model that architecture based on your specific use case. So common models include like the various autoencoders like VAEs, and the generative adversarial networks like GANs, and recurrent network like neural networks like RNNs. These are all the concepts that has been connected with the model selection. What about the model training? Utilize the TensorFlow or PyTorch to train our generative AI model on the prepared data sets. This phase involves the adjusting model parameters and hyperparameters to optimize the performance. The next will be an evaluation and fine-tuning. Evaluate your model's output using a metrics relevant to your business objectives. Fine-tune the model to improve its performance and generate a more desirable results we can get and create. Finally, will be on a deployment. Integrate your trained generative AI model into your business processes or products. So just ensure it can generate content reliably and at scale. So what are the case studies and real-world examples we have to discuss here? To illustrate the practical applications of a generative AI, let's explore some real-world case studies. The first will be on a content generation and a marketing. Generative AI that can be used to automate content creation for marketing campaigns by training models to generate some blog posts, social media captions, or product descriptions. Businesses can save time and resources while maintaining a consistent brand voice. Second will be on a personalized recommendations in e-commerce. E-commerce platforms that can play a generative AI to enhance customer experience we can get. So by analyzing user behavior and preferences, generative models that can generate the personalized product recommendations, leading to increased sales and customer satisfaction too. What about the healthcare diagnosis support? That's also a very important point we need to talk now. Generative AI models that can assist medical professionals in diagnosing diseases by generating visualizations from medical data. It has been connected with the healthcare IT management. For example, they can produce 3D reconstructions of MRI scans, aiding in accurate diagnosis and treatment planning also we can get. Finally will be an art and creativity. Generative AI that has found its place in the art world, with artists and creators using AI generated content to inspire new forms of expression. AI generator that art has been sold at auctions for substantial sums, demonstrating its potential in the creative industry too. So in a nutshell, generative AI that holds immense promise for businesses looking to innovate and gain a competitive edge by familiarizing themselves with the popular frameworks like a TensorFlow and PyTorch and following the implementation steps outlined in this part of the lecture. Business leaders, they can harness the creative power of a generative AI to drive real-world results we can get. As technology continues to evolve and advance, staying informed and adaptive is very crucial for any type of business leader. That's why the generative AI is a prime example of how embracing new technologies that can open doors to unprecedented opportunities and growth. So what are the process of the next level, that is enhancing business strategies with the generative AI? We need to talk some points, that is like a model evaluation and a performance metrics. Actually, in recent years, generative artificial intelligence has transformed industries by enabling machines to generate human-like content from text to images and even music, as I told. So, as business leaders, harnessing the power of generative AI that can provide a competitive edge, but it also comes with a crucial challenge and evaluating and improving model performance too. That's why in this part of the lecture, we will explore the vital aspects of a model evaluation and the performance metrics in the realm of a generative AI. Let's dive in. So first we need to discuss about the metrics for assessing generative AI model quality. The first point will be on perplexity. Perplexity that measures how well a language model predicts a sample of a text. So lower perplexity that scores indicate a better model. Business leaders, they can use the perplexity to evaluate the language generation models to for a task like a chatbots, content generation, and much more. Second will be on a blue score, that is a BLEU score, commonly used in a machine translation. The blue score that assesses the quality of a generated text by comparing it to reference text. This metric can help a business gauge the accuracy of a language generation models. Third will be on a FID, that is a fetched interception distance. FID is often used to evaluate the quality of a generative AI models generating images. It measures the similarity between generated images and real images, as well as the lower FID scores indicate higher quality. The final will be on SSIM, that is a structural similarity index. SSIM that measures the structural similarity between the generated images and a reference image. For businesses using generative AI for image processing, this metric is very crucial in assessing high image quality. So what are the evaluation techniques and best practices we have to talk and finalize? The first point will be on holdout validation is the first method. Just to split your dataset into training and validation sets. This practice helps assess how well the model generalizes to new, unseen data. That is a cross-validation is also beneficial when dealing with the smaller data sets. And according to the human evaluation, in some cases, metrics alone may not capture the true quality of generated content exactly. That's why they incorporate human evaluators who can provide a subjective judgments, which can be valuable for fine-tuning the model there. The third will be ARB testing for applications like a content generation or recommendation systems, just to conduct the ARB testing to compare the performance of the generative AI model that against the previous approaches or competitors. Final will be on a regular model retraining. Keep your generative AI models up to date by continuously retraining them with the new data. Actually, this iterative approach ensures that the model adapts to changing trends and maintains its performance over time. Final will be on iterative model improvement, and 4 points we have to talk. The first will be on data augmentation, as I told on a yearly level. To improve the model performance, augment your data sets with the diverse and relevant data, and this can help the model generalize better and produce higher quality outputs. Second will be on hyperparameter tuning. Experiment with the different hyperparameters such as like learning sets, batch rates, batch sizes, and model architectures. This iterative process can lead to significant improvements in a model performance. Third will be on transfer learning, just to consider leveraging the pre-trained models and fine-tuning them for a specific business use case. This approach that can save time and resources while achieving impressive results too. Final will be on feedback loops. Create feedback mechanisms where user integrations with the generative AI system inform the model improvements on development level. This continuous feedback loop that can enhance your user experiences and model performance simultaneously. So in a conclusion, generative AI hold that immense potential for businesses across various industries. However, to unlock its true value, business leaders must prioritize the model evaluation and performance metrics. By understanding which metrics are to focus on, adopting best practices for evaluation, and embracing iterative model improvement, organizations can harness the power of generative AI to gain a competitive advantage and provide innovative solutions to their customers too. So it's not just about adopting artificial intelligence, it's about doing it right. Okay, my dear students, I hope you have enjoyed the fourth session of the topic of hands-on experience and model evaluation and performance metrics we have discussed. Good morning, my dear students. Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the fifth and final lecture of the course. The topic name is Integration and Deployment and Future Trends and Innovation. We need to talk in the final lecture part. Leveraging generative AI for business success, integration and deployment strategies also we have to talk in the specific final lecture. In today's rapidly evolving business landscape, staying ahead of the competition requires harnessing the power of cutting-edge technologies. That's why the generative AI, a subset of artificial intelligence, is one of the such technology that has the potential to transform various aspects of your business. As part of the final lecture, we will delve into the critical considerations for integrating and deploying generative AI models within your organization. And we will explore the topics such as like deploying AI models in a business applications, API integration, scaling, and ongoing monitoring and maintenance also we have to discuss here. The first one is we need to talk about the deploying generative AI models in our business applications. Generative AI models that have found applications across a diverse industries, from content generation to data augmentation and even decision support systems. However, the successful deployment of these models in real-world business applications that require careful planning and execution. So what are the steps we have to follow? The first will be on identify the use cases. Begin by identifying the specific use cases within your business where generative AI that can provide the most value, whether it's enhancing customer experience through chatbots, automating content generation, or optimizing supply chain operations. A clear use case is essential. Understand. The second will be on data preparation. The high quality data is the lifeblood of any type of AI model, so just ensure that your data is very clean, relevant, and properly labeled. As well as the data pre-processing is a very critical step in preparing your data set for training and validation. Third will be on a model selection. Choose the right generative AI model for your use case. So options range from a text-based models like a GPT-3 to image generation models like a DAL-E. The choice should align with your business objectives exactly. Fourth point will be on training and validation. So train your model on the prepared data set and rigorously validate its performance too. Fine-tuning may be required to achieve the desired results. The next part will be on API integration and scaling. The application programming interface like API. So once you have a well-trained in generative AI model, the next step is to seamlessly integrate into your existing business infrastructure. So API integration, that is create an API to expose your generative AI models functionality to other applications within your organization. Actually, this allows different teams to utilize the AI capabilities without needing deep technical knowledge. What about the scaling? As the demand for generative AI landscape and AI capabilities grows, that be prepared to scale on your infrastructure level. This may involve using a cloud-based services or dedicated hardware to handle the increased workflows efficiently. Okay, the next would be on monitoring and maintenance. That is, that deploying generative AI models is not a one-time effort exactly. It requires ongoing monitoring and maintenance process to ensure optimal performance and reliability. So, the point will be on performance monitoring. According to the process, continuously monitor the model's performance in real-world scenarios. So just to track the key metrics such as like accuracy, response time, and user satisfaction, and be prepared to retrain or fine-tune the model as needed. The next will be on security and privacy. Just to pay a close attention to security and privacy concerns. So generative AI models that can inadvertently generate sensitive information. So robust security measures are very crucial to protect both your data and your customers' data. Final will be on ethical considerations, is to develop guidelines and policies to address ethical concerns related to generative AI, such as like a content generation that may be harmful or misleading. So implement mechanisms to filter and control your generated content. In a nutshell, generative AI that has the potential to transform the way businesses operate, but it's a successful integration and a deployment that require careful planning and ongoing management. As a tool, by identifying the use cases, preparing data, selecting the right model, integrating it through APIs, and implementing robust monitoring and maintenance practices, business leaders they can harness the full potential of a generative AI to gain a competitive edge and drive innovations within their organizations too. As you embark on this digital journey, remember that the key to success lies in aligning AI capabilities with your business goals and ensuring ethical, secure, and reliable deployment. Okay, the next part of the final level in the same process of the lecture, we have to talk about the navigating the future with the generative AI. That is like a trends, innovations, and success stories for our business leaders we have to discuss here. Generative artificial intelligence has emerged as a game changer, offering innovative solutions and automation capabilities that can transform your business. So, in this part of the lecture level, we'll explore the latest trends in artificial intelligence, the generative AI, delve into the successful case studies, and help you identify the opportunities for innovation and automation in your organization too. The first will be emerging trends in generative AI. The first point will be on a GPT-4 and beyond. The natural processing of generative AI has led to the development of even more advanced models like a GPT-4, which can generate the human-like a text, code, and even art. Keeping an eye on these advancements that can offer new ways to leverage artificial intelligence for your business. Second will be on AI-powered creativity. Generative AI is increasingly being used to enhance the creative process, whether it's generating marketing content, designing products, or composing music. AI is becoming a creating partner in various industries. Third will be on a zero-shot learning. Generative AI models are becoming better at understanding a context and generating responses without explicit training, and this enables a more personalized customer interactions and efficient chatbots. Fourth will be on AI for sustainability. Sustainability is a growing concern for businesses. Actually, generative AI that can help optimize resource usage, develop eco-friendly products, and predict the environmental impacts. So, what are the case studies of a successful generative AI implementations? We have to talk some 4 points. The first will be on a Netflix content recommendation. Netflix employs a generative AI that algorithms to recommend personalized content to its users. So, by analyzing viewing history and user preferences, Netflix uses AI to suggest movies and TV shows, resulting in a higher user engagement and satisfaction. Second will be on a Google's AutoML. Google's AutoML platform that uses generative AI to automate the process of a machine learning model creation, and this empowers businesses to build a custom AI solutions without requiring extensive data science expertise. Third will be on Adobe's artificial intelligence enhanced creative tools. Adobe that has integrated generative AI into its creative software, enabling users to automate the repetitive tasks and generative creative content, such as like auto-generating captions for images or suggesting the design improvements level. Fourth will be on a healthcare diagnosis with the Path AI. Path AI that utilizes generative AI to assist a pathologist in diagnosing the diseases from medical images. This technology not only speeds up to the diagnostic process but also improves accuracy. Okay, the next and final process we have to talk here about the identifying opportunities for innovation and automation. The first point will be on a customer service chatbots. That is very important. Implement the chatbots powered by generative AI to handle the routine customer inquiries, freeing up the human agents to focus on a more complex task. Second will be on a content generation. Automate content creation for marketing, social media, and product description using AI, that reducing a cost and maintaining consistency. Third will be on a personalized recommendations. They leverage generative AI to provide a tailored product or content recommendations to your customers, so enhancing their experience and driving sales. Fourth will be on a data analysis and predictive analytics. Utilize AI for data analysis and predictive modeling to identify the trends, make informed decisions, and stay ahead of the competition too. Final will be on a supply chain optimization. Generative AI that can optimize inventory management process, demand forecasting, and logistics, ensuring the efficient supply chain operations too. So, the generative AI is ushering in a new era of innovation and automation in a business by staying informed about emerging trends and studying successful case studies and identifying opportunities for implementation. Business leaders, they can harness the power of generative AI to gain a competitive edge and enhance the customer experiences and drive growth in an increasingly digital world. So embrace the future today and watch your organization thrive with the generative AI at its core. Okay, my dear students, I hope you have enjoyed the fifth and final lecture of the topic of integration and deployment and future trends and innovation also we have discussed in the final lecture part.